Right. Welcome to your all stretch class. Today is going to be a little more chill because Mudge and I are very sore and could use some extra stretch work. Right, Mudge? He's hanging out. He's down here. Say hi. So we're going to be doing all stuff that is very nice for stretching today. So we're going to get started seated for a change. So bring yourself down onto your mat. Yeah, or onto your machine. And then as far as for the machine spring loads, you're going to begin with one single red, one single yellow, and one single blue. So the traditional red, yellow, and blue. And then we're going to begin just seating yourself long ways. So your butt's going to be down, feet are going to be up in front of you. And just honestly take a moment for yourself, just seating yourself upright like this, how your low back is feeling, if your hamstrings are really tight, and then take an inhale. Open up a little bit further back and out the shoulders, let the chest open up, and then exhale, let it go. We're going to do that 3 more times. So just think about sitting up tall and then exhale, let that air out. 2 more times, big breath in, sit up. Exhale it out, let it go. 1 more time, big breath in, sit up nice and tall. And exhale, start to walk your hands forward. So we're going into a forward fold. And if you're really, really tight in your low back, that is okay. Just do what you can as far as dropping the chest down, letting the head drop, and just breathing, just giving yourself credit for any kind of movement, any kind of stretch work that you can do. We're only in this one for another 20 seconds and we're just holding it. Again, taking note of maybe the hips are a little more tight today. Maybe you're feeling a little bit more tension from back behind the neck, from even like upper back. I know a lot of lower back issues are going around right now. Last 5, because we're all tight there. In 4, we're going to lift up in 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, lift on up. Stretch the arms up overhead now. So stretch, reach, reach, reach. And then as you exhale on this one, circle the arms down, plant the fingertips behind you. You're going to prop like yourself upright, opening up the chest, fingertips extending back and the chest is expanding. Try to let your head drop down here and just breathe and hold. So we should be opening up from the collarbone. Big breath in, big breath out. And now slowly let your shoulders sink and round forward. So you're getting that upper back stretch and then open, expand the chest, drop the shoulder blades down, lift the chest up again, drop your head. Big inhale here, big exhale, drop it down. 2 more just like that and go at a pace that fits for you. So you're opening, expanding the chest and shoulders and then releasing down. 1 more time. Nice inhale to the nose, expand the chest. And as you exhale on this one, let the shoulders sink down and do just what we did previously, which is walking the hands out towards those toes as best you can and dropping into that forward fold. Good job. Yeah, and Mudge says good job too. So just breathe and hold. Taking an inhale, maybe you can drop your head down a little bit more. Taking an exhale. We're here for another 10. It's okay, buddy. In 9, I'm going to move it so you can see Mr. Mudge a little bit better. In 8. In 7, I'll come over here, bud. In 6, we get to come out of this stretch. In 5, stay there, Mudgy, stay. Okay, in 3, thank you. In 2, and 1, go ahead, lift on up. Hopefully you also don't have a pup that is trying to not let you stretch, Mudgy. And then once you've seated yourself upright, Mudgy, get your puppuccino. Here, go get it. Once you've seated yourself upright, go ahead and pull your right knee into your chest. Thanks, buddy. Thank you. So you're going to keep the left leg long, right knee is going to pull, gently pull in for this one. You don't need to force it. Just think of letting the butt kind of lift up on this side and pull the knee in. And then slowly let that leg drop down. Go ahead and do that 1 more time. So you're just pulling the knee up to chest. Big breath in, big breath out. And now go ahead and extend that foot over to the other side. So this is my right foot going to the outside of that left knee. Take your right hand, twist it back behind you, take your left elbow and then push. So you're actually twisting through your spine here to get a little bit more of that work through your back. Yeah. Mudgy, he's not looking at the iPad. Does that taste good? Does the timer taste good? Twist a little more so you can feel your chin reach over, if you can, that right shoulder. This is just for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly rotate yourself back center, pull this knee back up towards your chest. Now let this knee hip open up and drop down to the side. So from here, if you're on the machine, let that left leg open up and actually drop off to the side of the bed to the ground. If you're with me on the mat, just try to pull your right heel in more and still open up that left leg. So from the forward position, stay where you're at on your mat, sorry much, but it should look like this, where you're pulling one heel in. Now take both arms, reach them and stretch up overhead. Hi, buddy. Reach, reach, reach. And then as you exhale, twist your spine towards that leg and then slowly let yourself drop down as best you can. This is another one of those where if it's a really tight low back day for you and this is just aching, come out of it and then try to drop back into it. Don't force anything. But we want to just try to slowly release into some of these stretches, getting the low back to comply with however tight you are, and just breathe in, breathe out. Maybe you can drop down a little bit more. I'm going to come out of it and then just go back in because I'm still I'm recovering from a table. I got into it with a table mudge. I wish that was a joke. Just breathe, hold it, hold it, hold it. Take a nice inhale. Yeah. Take a nice exhale. Bring yourself back up. Thank you. He's like, I know. And then bring it all the way back to your center. Before we do that other leg, pull your left heel in. Thanks, buddy, to meet your right heel. He's like, I can tell. And then after both of those heels are pulled in towards one another, gently start to put some pressure on the left knee and then the right knee. So you're just getting a little bit of that push side to side. Breathing easy, just pressing down. This is for another just 15 seconds and just doing what you can on this. You don't have to put the pressure down if you're feeling like it's just way too much for the hips, for the low back. You can just literally hold it. That's fine. But just taking a second for yourself for another 3, another 2, and 1. Now we'll go ahead and pull those knees together. So go ahead and pull the knees together, and we're going to start now with that other leg. So lengthen out that right leg, pull your left knee in and up towards your chest. So you're giving that little stretch. Just again, go slow, listen to your body, breathe, and then you can drop it down. One more time, pull that knee up and then drop it down. And this time we're going to go ahead and drop that foot to the opposite side. So pull that knee up and now drop the left foot to the outside of that right knee. Take your right hand, place it on the inside of that elbow, and then reach back and twist to give yourself that release through your spine. Hopefully getting a little bit from behind that hip as well and low back. So keep looking towards your left shoulder, like you're looking up and over. But just also keep in mind, you're trying to apply some light pressure from this elbow to your right knee to give more of that release from the hip abductor muscle, even the IT band a little bit. And then just breathe easy. We're here for another just about 12, 10. In 8 seconds, we'll come on out of it, and then we'll drop that left knee out to the side. If you need to adjust a little bit, adjust. If you're on the machine, the reformer, any other bed, that right foot will drop off to the side in 3, 2, and 1. So slowly bring yourself back into that forward position, give that knee a little pull up, and then let yourself from here, I'm going to flip to face you guys so it just makes a little more sense. Let the knee drop out, then move this right leg either off to the side of your bed or just scooch it on out to the floor a little bit more. This left heel should come in towards your inner thigh. From there, do a little toe wiggle, do a little shake out. We're going to extend, reach both arms up overhead. So stretch, 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 and then turn, twist towards where that right foot is, and then lower it down. Oh, and if this feels real bad, I'm with you. I'm just like, I know. The table that I know for you guys that haven't heard me on Zoom classes this week, I had an audition that involved me attempting to climb over, under, and around a table without my feet touching. Like you're basically just rock climbing on a table and then having to hang and then pull yourself under with the feet coming under. And the YouTube video made it look real easy. And I'm like, oh, I do gymnastics. I can do that. And I did it, but it took a lot of tries. And my arms are now like just completely, I don't know if you can even see them, but like from here where I was gripping and here in my back, because the first time I tried it, I didn't have like pillows or anything. And we've got a bar that's underneath. It's like this crappy IKEA table. Shouldn't have been doing it. But I fell on it. And Eric's like, this is how you learn what not to do to book a job. So no more of that. but I'm feeling the pain this whole week. So bring yourself, hopefully you're not as sore. Like I gotta teach spin after this. I'm like, this is gonna be a rough day. Bring it on up. And then we'll pull both feet back in together. One more time for your butterfly stretch. If anybody ever wants me to like get real embarrassed, there's some footage, I need to delete it, of just like some of the outtakes of like falling off of the table and the table falling, where I'm like, oh, if somebody really wants to shame me, I gotta delete those videos, or it's a good laugh. Now you guys take your right hand, place it onto your feet, take your left arm, pull it back, and then twist through that side. And then bring it back in. I feel like everybody has those though. Those something where it's like, if this came out, if you really want to embarrass me or have people be like, what? Are they losing their mind completely? Just twist. And then just hold it. You can do that one more time either side. I'm instead just going to come into the center and bring my chest down a little bit more to get more lower back. So if you need a little more twist action, a little more for side lower back, I'm just going straight down and pulling elbows in. It's just 20 more seconds. You can do a hybrid of whatever you want, but just try to think elbows pull in. If you're doing this one with me, head drops down. And if you're doing that twist to side, just go slow, take it easy. Don't force anything, breathe. Inhale, exhale. We've got 7 more seconds. And then for my spring load friends, you're going to keep what you got on and go into the long leg straps for some big circles. For my friends that are with me right here doing the mat work, we're going to go ahead, pull the knees in together, then go ahead and lay down onto your backs. We're going to open up the hips, and then we're going to open up the knees, and then take and just literally rock side to side. So you're applying light pressure to the tops of your knees. You should feel the low back, doing a little bit of that massage out left and right. And then we're going to go ahead from here, bring both knees together, and then extend. Right leg is going to drop down onto the floor. Pull the left knee into your chest for 3, 2, and 1. Drop that knee and foot down. Pull the right knee into your chest for 3, 2, and 1. And now go ahead, drop that right foot. Do the same thing with that left side, but now instead of doing that little pressure to pull back, just hold it. Slide the right leg out and away. So your right leg is now long, your left knee is in. And we're going to go ahead and gently go side to side with that knee on the hip. So your right leg is extending out. And again, for my friends on the reformer, if you're doing this on the machine, just keep doing your leg circles with the straps, going slow and controlled. And same thing with this movement, side to side in the hip, slow and controlled as that knee goes across your body, feeling that stretch here. As it opens up, we're getting our thigh, low back is still responding to this. And we're in it for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stop that knee right above the hip. Take your hands, make a little clasp behind that knee, and just gently pull back. And just hold it. Once you've gotten to a position on this where it's like, okay, I can feel the hamstring stretch, and you're still in that right hip flexor stretch, just hold, pull back a little bit more. You can relax your shoulders, close your eyes. This is for 8 more seconds. You're doing awesome. Just breathe in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. There is your 1. Go ahead, let that leg drop down. Take a second if you need to massage out that hip. Now we'll go into that other leg. So slowly but surely pull that right knee in. Strap work, if you're doing the circles, change that direction. And then everybody with me on the mats right now, stretch that left leg out nice and long. Your right knee is up and in towards your chest, and give yourself a little side to side rock on it. So you're just pulling gently across your body and then over to that other side. Just gently. Try not to go into it, especially if the hip flexors are like, if anything is starting to feel twingy pain, just hold it, take a second, don't go into it further than that, get a breath, take a second to come out of it, and then when you're ready, you come back in. But we've got another, just 3 seconds side to side here, in 2, and 1. Good, bring your knee back into your center position, clasp your hands behind, make like a little helpful, like a little pocket almost here, and then slowly pull that knee back. If this side feels like it's a little bit more tender or just a little more sore, ease into it. Like this one for me is feeling way worse. So I'm not going to pull back quite so far. You do you can even kick the leg up if you want, but just hold it back and breathe. Relax the shoulders again. This is for another 10. Thinking of that stretch away from that bottom leg, that hip, in 8, in 7, in 6, last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, lengthen out both of those legs, feel the legs stretch out and away, and now slowly turn your toes so they're in towards one another. So feet have some space, turn the toes in, and then open, expand. So you're thinking of that external and internal rotation in through the hips here. So toes pull in and then open, open out wide. Just trying to get some movement, some mobility in here through the hips. This is for just 10 more seconds. And then we're going to go into a butterfly stretch. So my friends that are doing it on the machine, you're going to join us. Keep those long foot straps on your feet in 3, 2, and 1. So stop those feet now. They're nice and even. Pull the right heel in, pull the left heel in. So both of those heels are now pulled together. If you've got the straps on and those straps are kind of here, you can actually push up against them to give yourself a little more release. If you're with me here just doing classic mat work, let your knees open up as much as they can, and to get into a similar position that, like if we had that pressure, I want you guys to push a little bit, tiny bit of pressure underneath your low back, like take like peace sign fingertips, pull under. So you're letting the hips open up. There is that space behind your back and you're letting your belly pop out. You're letting the chest open up. You're letting everything kind of open, as opposed to in real classroom, like tuck the pelvis for the majority of things, tighten under, keep back. This is the exact opposite. Let the abs and belly stretch up, and then the hips are opening, the knees are opening. If you're comfortable with it, you can expand the arms to your sides. You can cactus the arms to your sides. You're welcome to also put your hands by your quads, your knees, and put pressure again side to side. But if that's no good today, just let yourself hold it. Hands back will also feel kind of nice. We're here for about 20 more seconds. And just breathe. Find your breath. Find that nice inhale. Find that nice exhale. And hopefully after a couple more counts, a couple more seconds in this, maybe the knees will open up a little more. Maybe the hips will open a little bit more. If today is not that day, that's also okay. Just let's do one more big breath in together here. Big breath in. Settle the shoulders down a little more. Big breath out. Good. And now let's take wherever your hands are, go ahead and take them, bring them down. So think knuckles are going to be up, palms are going to be down. Do a breath where you're pushing the palms down. Think inhale, puff up the chest, elbows push down, and then exhale, let it all go. We'll do that 2 more times. So palms are actively planted down, puff the chest up, like apply pressure to your hands. And again, if you're on the machine, just let the hands dangle, but still chest puffs up, and then release. See if those hips will maybe sink down 1 more inch in this last one right here. Puff up the chest, big breath in, and then exhale, let it go. Good job. Now pull those knees. You can assist yourself back up. We're all gonna take it to that happy baby. So keeping the straps on, if you still have them, grab the short loops. With me, without any of the straps, the elbows are gonna come to the insides of those knees. You're gonna clasp your hands to the outsides of those feet. Try to flex the heels up towards the ceiling and then gently rock side to side. So you're in charge of putting as much pressure as you want to open up those knees and those hips, and just think gentle movements here, left and right. You can also just pull the knees back in together if that feels better for you to do this one where you're pulling in, that's also fine. But the happy baby gets the lower back, and it does work a little bit more to open up the hips and the inner thighs a little more if you can actually put that pressure with the knees. But wherever you're at today, that's fine. That's good. Just breathe in. We've got another 10. In 9. In 8. You're going to change the springs if you're on the machine to 1 single blue, just like a medium, a little bit of weight on there for some support. In 2. And 1. All right, so pull those knees together. Give yourself 1 more hug. You can either rock like a ball to come up, or if that's too intense, just help push yourself on up. So for my friends that are doing this on the machine with 1 single blue, you're going to step over to the right side. Right foot is going to be on the floor next to the side of the front platform. Left knee is going to be on the carriage, just about like a couple inches from the front of it. And for you guys that are with me right here doing regular classic, the right foot's going to be in front, push down. The left knee is going to be back. So we're in a similar setup, but instead now, you're going to extend and press yourself forward. So your chest is pressing into this front quad, that knee and hip. This left hip flexor, maybe it makes more sense to show you guys this way, is pressing forward. So you're extending forward. You're thinking about putting pressure here. This left hip flexor, meanwhile, is getting this reach out, that stretch. And so for you guys on the machine, your right foot's on the ground, left knee is down on the bed, and you're pushing out and away from that front part of the platform or that foot bar.
Just take it to wherever you can. You can even do a little side to side with the knee. If that feels feasible today, do it. If it just feels okay to hold it, you can drop the head. You can also put pressure here to kind of stretch out if you want to put your hands on that knee, like you're pulling away from that hip. There's no exact specific, everyone's tight. We're all tight and sore in different ways. So do what works for you and just hold it for another 5. And then we're going to press up. I'm going to move just so you can see that split stretch in 3. So we'll tuck the back left toe under in 2. And for those of you guys on the machine, you'll pop that front heel into a flex with the toes up. Here's your 1. So for both of these, we're pushing up and back. You should feel this right hamstring and calf muscle, even behind the knee and this Achilles tendon, pulling the stretch. The toes lift up off of the ground or the mat and try to push that left heel down for you guys with me that are doing it on the mat. And just hold it. Take a nice inhale. You're doing awesome. Take a nice exhale. And again, if you got to come out of it, come out of it. Then come back down. You can. This is for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly drop it on down. Drop the right knee down. And then go ahead, extend, sit back, and reach your hip down to give yourself a little bit more of this stretch as you sit your butt back onto that left heel. That doesn't feel right, just go back to that first thing that we did, but it's just for another 10 seconds. So trying your best to feel that reach through, and it'll still stretch that right leg. Here's 5, 4, it's like some days these really hurt. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, come on out of it, and then extend yourself back and down with the other foot in front. So now we're going with that left foot in front, right knee is back. Change your side of the bed that you're on for my reformer, for my springs friends that are on that blue, and then just push it into that nice lengthening out stretch for the right hip flexor. This is like one of the few times where I remember, like, you can push the knee forward over the toes. Like 99% of the time, 98% of the time, I would say the knee is not allowed to go. Don't let it go over the toes, but for stretch work, it's okay. Again, this one feels good. Maybe you can walk your hands over one side. Maybe you want to do a little walk over left, walk right, or you can put pressure. I can't do this on the side today. The hands can push on. It's like, I always think of like when people get their photos, like team sports photos, where everyone's like this. You can push with it here, but then just keep the lead forward so don't get hurt. And just breathe. You're almost there, lengthening out. So it should feel okay for the right hip flexor. Whatever you can do, because extending out through the back of this right hamstring. But we're all going to take it up for that. And it's for the low back as well, for that split stretch coming up next. So we'll flex, those toes will pop up on the left side, that heel pushes down, and then your butt's going to lift up and back in 4, in 3, tuck the right toe down for support in 2, and 1. Go ahead, lift it on up, push back, and just try to hold it. Try your best to maintain that stretch. Oof. And breathe. Good job. Lengthening, feeling that left hamstring, hopefully letting the head drop down. Maybe you can let that right heel drop down a little bit more, but just breathe easy, knowing you've done a wonderful job for all of this stuff. Even if you had to take 10 breaks, 20 breaks, 30, that is okay. Stretch work, I know, is nobody's favorite, but it helps us as our muscles get stronger and develop and repair and recover. It's all connected. It all helps it. Helps you out. So we've got another 3, 2, and 1. Bend that knee, extend it down, drop the right knee, drop that foot back, and then let yourself go into that stretch. And again, if this one's way too intense, you're welcome just to go into that same move we started with the knee in front, pushing over. Whew, yeah, just hold it. Good job. Hold it and breathe. This is for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, come on out of it, gently drop both knees down, and then sit your hips back and down for your child's pose. Last little thing right here, just bring both knees down, head drops down, arms stretch out and away, and just enjoy it. Embrace that nice stretch for your final couple of seconds of niceness that you did for yourself today. Thank you for joining. Thanks for coming. Take a nice inhale. Maybe you can drop your head down a little bit more and stretch those arms out a little bit more. Take a nice exhale. One more here. Big breath in. Big breath out. Yeah. Bring it on up. Go ahead. Sit up onto those knees, onto those hips. Take a nice reach up, stretch overhead. Exhale, let it go. One more time. Big breath in. Reach up. And then exhale, let it go. That's it. Thank you for coming. Mud says thank you. Don't you hear? Mudgy actually hung out the whole time. Says thanks, friends, and have a nice rest of your day. We'll do some more soon, huh? All right. Thank you.